It seems that we will be cutting this podcast short. It'll be the 2-minute podcast. Wait,
okay.
Really?
That was weird. It's going, yeah. The battery. I think it's going.
Is it?
Yeah. This is the world's shortest podcast. It's like, hi, everybody.
Wait. Is it actually on low battery still?
No, it's not showing. I plugged it into a different outlet, so.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm like, damn.
We should be good. Hopefully, I'll keep an eye on it.
Hopefully we don't get hit by twisters like we did last year.
Yeah. Oh my God. Talk about, like, we don't really talk about it, but we've had some technical failures, not massive ones.
Yeah.
Like, knock on wood. This isn't wood. Knock on wood.
That's not wood either.
This is wood under the Tolex. That's wood.
This is styrofoam.
How dare you? That is not styrofoam. Knock on wood. We've never lost an episode.
We did go on a hiatus for an episode.
No, I mean, like, we've never, like, recorded something and be like, oh my God, Brian, nothing was picked up on anything that we've done.
Bitch, knock on wood, because I swear to God, here's...
But
this may be found later, and I'm going to have to add a picture of Mike sending messages. Dude, I fucking lost the episode.
No.
Won't see that, but I'm going to be like, bitch, knock
yeah,
on
right
wood
now, we're doing like a fortune teller thing. No, there's been a couple issues, like a couple of interviews. My connection has been weird, or like the equipment.
I was gonna say,
like
the equipment would shit itself,
yeah.
And then, I was just like, what's going on?
My most unhappy moment with losing something was when we lost the Dragon Ball Z tier list. Do you remember that?
Oh, actually, I don't think anyone was.
Nobody saw it.
No. I don't think we mentioned it. So, all right, we were doing tier lists. First it was Pokemon, and then
we recorded 3 of them.
Yeah, we recorded 3 of them.
We were happy.
Yeah, it was Pokemon, the Black Dahlia Murder albums, and then there was the Dragon Ball Z. I think it was Villains.
It was Villains.
Yeah, it was Villains. We were talking about Villains, and we went... Honestly, that was my favorite one because we went deeply in depth with every single villain and their arc, and talking about why they're good, why they're bad. Why
you really got to see how big of Dragon Ball Z nerds we were.
Yeah, literally. Like, we dwelled into it, and we lost it. And we're like... Fuck. Yeah, that would have been I personally think that would have been a banger video. Like that.
That one really hurt, man.
Like that. It really. It still hurts me thinking about it now. I cry myself to no. Seriously, that was like one of the. I mean, we try our best to be like very innovative on that, but that was a topic that we were locked in. It's like nope.
No, we were
something we were locked
we're
in there. We
extremely
were both
knowledgeable.
I mean, it's almost like the Pokemon one where we started arguing on why Bulbasaur deserved to be F tier and Charmander S. But
God damn it.
This one was like we were very locked in.
Yeah,
it's like we had like some minor disagreements here, but we talked, and it's like It was amazing.
It was great. Damn. And that one surprisingly got like a ridiculous amount of views just because of the algorithm. Hey guys, it turns out when you talk about Pokemon, people like it. And it gets pushed.
And the people make fun of us for talking about Mega Evolutions in 2023.
Oh, God. I saw that comment.
No, I thought it was funny.
You know what? Brian.
The current format is different, which I get. But I mean, I'm just saying it based off nostalgia. But I think it's funny. I was like, huh?
You wanna know what's like? First of all, fuck that guy.
Hey viewer, if you're watching this, keep trolling. You got him butthurting, man.
You did butthurt me. You want to know why? Because Pokemon has done this a bunch of times, Brian. It was what Mega Evolutions, right?
And then there was
Dynamax,
Gigantamax. Yeah.
So Pokemon creates this, and they're like, "Hey, let's just come up with a gimmick." And essentially, we just have to go along for the ride.
Yeah, because
Gigantamax sucks. All of the forms look like mostly like shit. I'm sorry.
And not only that, all of the forms just were like there were some that they actually did put effort in. The thing about Pokemon is that it's gonna be bad, but people still buy it. That's always the thing about Pokemon. It's like it's garbage. It's ass, right? Like, we all know this, unless you're that delusional Poke fanboy
who just buys
that
everything.
likes to sniff his own farts and buys everything. Shut the fuck up. We're not talking about you, okay?
Yeah.
Keep on eating glue.
Dude, that's why the Pokemon company is taking 2 years off for this next game that they got coming out because too many people complain about
it, but at the same time,
game.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Scarlet and Violet, I played it. I actually got it for free because a friend of mine had an extra copy or some shit.
One of the 2-packs
and I was
or
just
whatever.
like a 2-pack, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. I gave it a shot. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, it's free, right?
Dude,
and,
Bug City.
Well, I didn't experience the bugs. I got it like a little after that.
Okay.
I wish I experienced that. That would have been funny. But of course, it was gonna be janky. But no, the thing is, it was open world and it was kind of cool to have a bit of freedom. It still felt kind of linear. The story felt like ChatGPT was talking to you the whole time. And I was just like, bro, this is so like. I mean, of course, it's Pokemon. It's gonna be bad, right?
Yeah.
But this is the first Pokemon game I couldn't finish. Like the other ones, I was able to finish like a whole playthrough. But this one, I stopped before. I stopped before the 8th gym. And I stopped before, because there's another quest where you face Team Star. I think it's Team Star. Yeah. I stopped before you face the final, or I think I beat the final boss.
Yeah.
But I've never continued forward. I was doing all of the storylines. I think what was it called? The Ultra Beast. I think that was pretty cool. Or those big, like, because I thought that was somewhat cool. But after a while, I'm just like, man, I'm just bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think this was also like what, like came out in 2020, late 2022, going into the 23, maybe.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll just play something else, and I just completely forgot about it.
I actually downloaded it illegally.
I do like the starters though. I will say, Skeletor is pretty cool. The crocodile.
Here's the thing, right? That is the only cool one.
That's the thing.
Out of the 3,
that's the thing too. Because
Ghostfire is
awesome. Not to mention, he has like a signature move where he has a freaking microphone. But he like I like Skeletor. That was pretty cool.
The other 2 are furry fantasy creatures.
The duck looks ridiculous, and the cat. I don't want to get into that.
Dude, why does Pokemon have to put everything on 2 legs? I don't get it. They want to be Digimon so bad now. I feel like it wasn't like that. It didn't used to be like that.
I mean, you had good examples. There was Mewtwo. There was Nidoqueen. Blaziken.
But
Alakazam.
They didn't go nuts with it.
They didn't go nuts with it, of course. But I mean, no. You know what? They went psycho with Gardevoir. Despite me liking Gardevoir for being
I love that Pokemon.
A sidekick.
It sucks that it's become a meme.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the fact that it's become a meme is what it's the reason why it's like I can't look at this Pokemon the same.
It does feel kind of gross.
Which is why, that's the thing. I was like,
but yeah, dude,
Pokemon fans are disgusting. But
it's so that we don't dwell on this because this is spontaneous as hell. We did not plan on talking about Pokemon.
We're talking about video games regardless.
Hey, man, I'm fine. You want to do that? We can do that. But so I played through that. I did all the beasts. I did all the gyms. I did whatever that 3rd path was. What was it? Team Star.
Team Star. Right? Yeah, you're like
I did all of it.
Their bases
now,
and shit.
I was like, wait a second, like they say you can do whatever you want, but it's obvious that you can't because sometimes the trainer levels will just jump.
Oh, we'll just jump, yeah.
I remember I was like level 16 and I went a different way and the trainer jump was like 55 and I'm like, huh. So
I mean,
they don't explain that to you. They don't give you direction. They say explore. So I looked online.
I would say this. I mean, I think it's you explore. However, you are gonna have to expect that
at your own risk.
At your own risk. Yeah. It's almost like Elden Ring, for instance. You're in the first area, Limgrave. You go to Kalit, the enemies are much stronger.
Yeah, like, I guess.
Holy shit!
But this isn't Dark Souls. I think.
No, I'm not saying this is Dark Souls, but you get what I'm saying. Like the level scaling tends to change within like certain areas. I mean, even Tears of the Kingdom does this in some areas too. Like Legend of Zelda has done it, especially when you run into areas where there's Lionel and you realize how weak you are.
Right. But I don't think Game Freak really. I mean, we've only touched upon the surface of how messed up this game is. I really don't think they thought about that in terms of level scaling. I think my point is, I was playing the game and I looked up a list. A person made a list of what to do in the appropriate order based on your level. Somebody went through and made a list. I'm like, when you're at level 15 to 20, you do this. When you're at 20 to 25, you do this. And it was not in order of like, oh, do the gyms in order no, it was all over the place. So I found myself jumping from different points on the map. There was literally, it's weird how it's not linear at all, and it's totally linear, you know?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, it's open world, but it's still linear as fuck. Like, what?
And I'm with you 100%, dude. I finished the Beasts, I finished the Star, I finished the gyms, and I was like, I'm not having fun.
I didn't finish it.
No, I didn't either, is my point.
And I heard the league champion was beyond underwhelming, too.
Really?
Her selection, I forgot the... I'll probably just put a picture if I want to, but yeah. I know her team was like the most controversial. Not due to like... It's just bad, because... When you're facing a league champion, like after the Elite Four, they're supposed to be like the top level, the big shit, the top dollar, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I mean, I would say, you know, Cynthia's team from Diamond
Cynthia
and Pearl.
is the most synonymous.
She's the most synonymous because her team was like, holy shit, right? But that was a standard. I'm not saying like make it like Dark Souls boss, but, you know, give us a bit of a challenge, you know? Like, that's just the thing. You know,
Garchomp. Garchomps.
Make it live up to the name, you know, where it's league champion, not mediocrity.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people complain, and I get it. I mean, it's a kid's game, but it's like,
yeah, dude.
You know, there's a standard here at least. I mean, just because it's a kid's game doesn't mean it has to be shit, you know?
So, like, my copy was not only so buggy, but like, you know, like you'd be riding and then things would generate as you pop up, like trees would just generate. Like, clearly, you know, I will say this,
frame drops.
The bones were there. This could have been a phenomenal game that could have stood the test of time.
You know, and the fact that they had Legends Arceus released months prior to that, and
without those bugs,
it's like, but yet they still dropped the ball. It's like,
they dropped the ball so hard, man.
I had a friend of mine who was coping so hard saying, oh, I think Legends Arceus is going to get Game of the Year. And I'm like, you silly fool. Elden Ring took the throne.
Of course.
Nah, dude. I'm like, no, it is. You're
dude,
just stupid.
I remember, what was it? What I thought was going to get Game of the Year, and then Elden Ring came along. The Harry Potter Legacy.
No, that was
that the year before?
That was the year after. Okay. Legacy of...
No, they lost to, I think it was Tears. Right?
No, Tears actually didn't win.
Tears didn't win?
No, Tears didn't win. That was...
Oh.
You know, I will say the one thing about Tears, and I mean, this is going to go into what I'm going to talk about next. You know, Tears was a fun game. You know, it was pretty cool, but there is also people who said, you know, it does get kind of boring, a little repetitive, and I do agree. I mean, it sort of does.
Yeah.
I do like how they expanded on the open world.
Yeah.
And they were trying to... See, the thing is, I'm pretty sure you guys remember, the reason they pushed it back was due to Elden Ring dropping, you know?
Yeah.
Due to Elden Ring, because it was supposed to drop
compete.
The same year as Elden Ring, and they noticed how Elden Ring just... Exploded, and it took the standard of what because before it was Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was like, here's our open world, and then Elden Ring's like, hold my beer.
Fuck your open world. Watch this.
And they expanded beautifully, and so Tears of the Kingdom sort of tried to capture that. It's still a great game. I still enjoyed it. I like the story aspect of it. I mean,
well, I think you're also you love Zelda too. I love
Zelda as a Zelda fan. It's great, but when it comes to like, I personally, you know, looking at both games, and reason I'm going into this is because obviously, this is like what a week and a half since this has dropped. Shadow of the Erdtree dropped, and I've been playing that. I'm actually on the final boss, and I'm struggling like a motherfucker.
Dude, a lot of people have been saying this is like an incredibly hard DLC.
I'm about to get into that, but so, and I'm not talking. This is not like difficulty, you know, comparisons between the two, right? But when it came to Zelda, like there was so much to explore. It was a beautiful game, but I think they were trying way too hard to become, you know, like the next like open world like standard, what like Elden Ring did. It was close, but I don't think it was. That personally, I don't think it was very. It was enough because Elden Ring is just its own thing.
Oh yeah, you can't. I mean, nothing even comes close.
Yeah, nothing
to
even
it.
comes close to it in my opinion.
Unless it's a Souls game,
yeah, like that's just the thing, and it's not really. And I'm not talking about like the difficulty. It's just the open world aspect. They took it beyond, and not only that, but they just added so much more. Like it's like honestly, like I really want to go back to when I first played it and was like discovering all of the secrets, all of the endings that were in the game. I'm like, man, I want to experience that again because there is such beauty in that game, story wise, and just every detail with the open world. You go into the underground well and it leads you to like a whole nother area, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Do you think you've seen it all? And then that game just continues to be like, no, there's more.
It gives you more and more. Dude, that's awesome when I love it when a company actually takes the time to develop like a really good DLC because we've all been victims of it. I mean, Call of Duty, you've got your Destiny fans who, those poor suckers have paid for so many horrible DLCs.
And I mean, and then going back to Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 3 was awful at launch. Sure, there's people who was like, it's still good. I'm like, is it worth the $70 price tag? I don't think so,
dude.
I don't think it's worth $70. And get this, Shadow of the Erdtree was $40.
Yeah.
Best DLC ever.
A lot of content. And there was so back to where you were saying, there was a lot of people complaining and giving bad reviews just because of how hard it was. And I'm like, butt hurt.
This is so funny, but the thing is, and there are some complaints are valid. Some of the animations for the boss attacks in there are wonky. They're a little wonky, but once you figure them out, it's like, okay, now I know. But I get that part. However, there are ways to solve that. There's these little things called scatter tree fragments where it's like a little leveling system. Because honestly, From Software had to up the difficulty because there is no way they're gonna let you go into the realm of shadow. Basically, it's this world where America came from. She was like the ruler of the lands, one of the rulers of the lands between. So Mikola, one of her son, who is the twin of Melania, actually, because there was a bit of allegations to Moog, the Lord of Blood, where he was grooming him to let him become his consort, but. Here's the thing, it ended up being the other way around. Mikola hypnotized them to use him to access the realm of shadow and then use the body of Moog after you kill him to revive his other brother, Radon, because he is the promised consort, which is kind of Alabama shit, but okay. Yeah, like it is. But when you look at it, it's like this sounds like Alabama shit, but it's
only you,
gold.
Only you, Brian, would sit down and analyze this.
I mean, I'm analyzing this, and I'm like, I mean, no, even people were just like, I don't know why they had to go the Alabama route with deities, but okay. Yeah, so the whole point is, Mikola has the power to turn everyone, to have everyone fall in love with him and be fond of him. Basically, he'll create you, his, you'll become his simp. Right. He has that ability to manipulate you.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting
because they gave that ability to a man instead of a lady. Usually.
So the thing is, the reason why is because he is eternally young.
Yeah,
that's actually so every Empyrean has a curse. Melania has Scarlet Rot. Melania has eternal youth, so he technically has the body of a child despite being like around the same age as his twin sister, but he's eternally young. However, a lot of people were complaining about it. I mean, I'll even say this: I'm struggling with the final boss, which is as of this month, I already beaten it already, but it's Radon. You face him in the main game. Technically it's like a festival where everyone kills him. No, this time you're facing him yourself, and this motherfucker's aggressive. It's not just the first stage. I kind of got used to, his moveset in the first stage. It's the second stage. After every slash, he just ends up shooting a projectile afterwards, and I'm like, what is this? And then he goes to the center, has his fucking arms like this as he's about to sing the Halo theme or some shit, and then just drops a massive, like, blast or like, in the middle. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And I love it, because despite how it being super hard, I was like, I'm gonna overcome this shit. I guess it's like the thrill of the challenge, and
those are the Souls games, man.
Yeah, that's always been the Souls games, despite me still
Souls,
being a newcomer to it. But
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Sekiro.
I was just like, holy fucking shit! Like, and it's not just Radon. I mean, you have the first or one of the first big bosses, which is his name's Mesmer. That dude, even if you have your health at level 50, that he can just grab you, impale you, and just one shot you. Yeah. Like, your health would be right here. It's like, oh, I'm gonna survive. No, he does a bit of damage. It's just like, I'm done. Like, oh, it took me a whole night and an afternoon. Yeah, because I played it Saturday night, and it took me Saturday night until I didn't play it consistently. I took a break, fell asleep, and I spent Sunday morning until the afternoon just trying to beat this thing, and I'm like, finally, I took him down.
Nice, dude.
They're just like, man, what's to come? The one boss that actually took me only one try to beat had to be his name's Midra. He's the Lord of Frenzy Flame. He has a sword launched within him. And this is one complaint that I do have, because he pulls out that sword that he couldn't stand to have impaled in him. So you see him pulling it out and his head slowly coming off. But then the lamest shit happens where the screen cuts to black and you just hear, agony, and just limbs are tearing and ripping. And I'm like, I want to see that.
I
wanted to see that.
Elden Ring would be the game that should show that.
It's rated M, is it not? Yeah, so I'm like, I wanted to see that. They
probably didn't want to animate it, is what it was.
Probably. I would have loved to see that. That would have been brutal, but I was like, damn. But yeah, I mean, personally, I would say this, if the game's too hard for you, explore, grind.
Fuck off.
No, I'm not going to say fuck off. There's some valid complaints in there, but if it's too hard and you want accessibility, it's like, motherfucker, disabled people can play this game too. Don't even bring that accessibility argument, but
dude,
get good. Grind. You play however you see fit. Don't go into, because of course there's people like, oh yeah, what? Actually, you have to analyze, and you do have to analyze the boss patterns, but it's like, play it the way you see fit. If you need to use a summon, if you need to level up, go right ahead. And then if you want to be the Matt Lad to face everything at level 1, which I actually want to do, but I need to play all of the Souls games, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, Sekiro, master all of them to a certain degree and do a run, because there are these legendary runs where people play all of those games. Well, before Elden Ring, I don't know whether someone's done it yet. Jesus. They play all of them at once and the whole goal is you have to beat all of them without getting hit once. Not dying. Jesus. Not dying, not a no death run. You cannot get hit. You cannot level up. You can't level up your weapons. You actually have to play all of that from start to finish. And people have done it. But I want to see people do that with Shadow of the Earth. It's maddening, but I'm like, yeah. And if you lose midstream, you have to start over, and that's the end, and you have to go back again and again.
Horrible.
I want to do that. I actually do want to do that one day. It's going to take my sanity, but man.
Make sure you tell the Shreddy Bois audience so they can watch you do it.
If I ever start streaming, I would like to do it someday, maybe. But it's going to take some time, a lot of time. But I got that. I've learned about that through this one YouTuber named Carl Jobs, who analyzes speed runs or talks about how people got exposed for cheating and
I was going to say, I've seen some awesome runs where a dude will do it with a rock band drum set or community inputs, where the community tells them, hey, they punch in exactly what to do. It's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that's also the dude who was being sued by what's his name, Billy Mitchell. You never heard of Billy Mitchell?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never heard of Billy Mitchell?
No.
The king of Kong, the king of Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm pretty sure
I've seen the documentary. That's on Netflix.
He's been exposed for lying.
He cheated?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Allegedly, he cheated, and Twin Galaxies has even taken off his records and everything.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's the reason why he's getting sued. Because if you talk about him and you're saying he has, cheated everyone and lied to everyone about getting the highest score, or same thing with the Pac-Man run, and say it's fake, he will sue you.
Oh wow.
He's known for that. Yeah, and it was Carl Jobs that was getting that, because he was talking about he goes into every very very like close like detail as to what happened. Same thing, the type of joystick, everything down to every last like he analyzes it so well. A lot of people have been investigating it for the longest, and yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, yeah, I'm still gonna hold on to the word allegedly, because I
don't want anything.
I was like, I don't want to get sued by a bully, but I mean,
not that he would watch our show.
Never know. Because I mean, mostly, here's the thing: a lot of I've noticed that there's like some, not all, but some big YouTubers who don't like criticism tend to go against those small ones, and since there's such a huge like influence on the platform,
small ones back off.
Yeah, they silence them for good.
We've seen a little bit of that drama just with YouTubers, like the whole Illuminati situation.
Oh yeah, but then oh man, that's gotten uglier recently too.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get into it, but there's a lot of legal stuff that's gotten. Went down. But
just to cap off the gaming, also.
Well, I mean, we're not capping off. You know what? There is a good way to cap off the gaming, because Elden Ring does have something to do with this, and this is someone that this was the biggest mystery as to what the fuck happened. But I'm pretty sure you heard of Dr. Disrespect before, right?
I have not.
Yeah, can I get a new co-host who knows everything? I'm joking. No, I'm fucking around. No, so
I'm old.
Allow me to. This motherfucker's older than you are, but okay.
Really?
Yeah, he's like in his 40s now. But
okay.
So there's this. I never watched him as much, but I've heard of him, and the reason I heard of him is, well, people. You know how there's always been discourse with Twitch, banning people frivolously at times, and
of course,
there's always the hot tub meta not getting any flack, and I mean, there was even the girls that were also just doing this the whole time on. There was the artistic nudity, and they were getting very lenient bullshit bans. Yeah, like their bans were just a day, or there was even the infamous stream where there was a girl who got railed on stream. Yeah. She got banned for a week and came back, but the whole thing. So a lot of people were saying, there's people who just get banned for the littlest things, but for some reason, and it's not just that, there's people watching episodes of like MasterChef or anime that are protected by copyright.
That get just
nuked. Just do it. No, they get away with it. Most of them get away with it. Yeah, they've and or watching YouTubers' content as well from beginning to end, just like this.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Not make it transported just like the whole time.
You know what? I will say, like...
I'm getting to this. So everyone would start using that, and then they would use Dr. Disrespect's sudden ban from Twitch as an example. It's like, look at this guy. He got banned, and nobody knows why, and people thought it might have been something frivolous. So for 4 years, it's been up in the air as to why, and I think he sued Twitch and trying to figure out what exactly was going on. And so... They settled, and for some reason they couldn't talk about it. Well, it wasn't until like I think close to the last week of June. I think it was actually the same time when Shadow of the Erdtree dropped. A former Twitch employee revealed why he got banned. At the time it was alleged, where it's like, oh yeah, so I'll tell you the reason why he got banned. He was caught texting a minor on Twitch Whispers. Yeah, they were saying that, but there was no screenshots.
Yeah.
Nothing provided. So everyone was just like, huh?
Oh, so it wasn't real?
No, hold on. I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So it was just kind of weird. I'm like, okay, I hope this person's, claims are true, because this is kind of odd. And well, shortly after, I think while he was streaming, he was kind of weird. I mean, I've seen clips of people from other people talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And well, at some point, I think he receives a text message saying that I forgot the name of his company. I'm probably gonna slap the name over here. They have decided to part ways with him, and it was up in the air as to why. But it turned out they actually did do an investigation of it, and have convinced him to technically, have made him step down. And he also came onto Twitter and said that Yeah, he's like about the Twitch ban. He actually, so and he also was editing it out, but he did confirm himself that he was talking to a minor, but nothing more happened. They were planning on meeting at TwitchCon in 2017.
Yeah.
And he got banned like around 2020, I think. I don't remember the timeline because I never really followed it through. But up until now, this just started coming up. And yeah, he said that they did speak. Mm-hmm. And in some cases, it got very inappropriate. And I'm like,
there you go.
And I was just like, and this guy, and the thing is, this guy was still allowed to stream on YouTube, gain millions of dollars, and
in that 4 year
span, I would say
4 year span.
Because I was just like, this guy was still allowed to do everything, like basically,
dude.
Achieve it all. And it's like, and I mean, now everyone's like, yo, what the hell? And yeah, a lot of people
it's everything.
I mean, there's people who are coping and saying like, oh, well, what if he didn't know? No, he confirmed himself that he did. He tried editing the word minor out as well. He edited it to individual person, but no, it was minor in the first place, because you can actually see the editing history on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but that's apparently a thing. You can actually see what they edited before, and I'm like, huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there was a message that was like, at first I was just like, huh? I didn't really, so I wasn't looking into it as much until I heard that, and I'm like, that's probably cap.
Yeah.
And only for the company to drop him. And then I think YouTube has also demonetized him as well.
Jesus.
So, wow. And yeah, he also, he even made a statement on it. I'm like, that is shocking. What are you still, like, and I think the question is like, I hope it didn't go any further than that. Like, I hope what he's saying is true, and maybe he went to seek help and is to eliminate that urge, because that's kind of that's fucking sickening. You're talking to someone that's underage, because I think he was like in his late 30s. I think from what I heard, he's like 42, 43. Yeah. He was in his late 30s at the time, and I'm like,
well, usually there's a lot of ways that this can manifest, like, if it comes from like a fan and the fans are accusing, usually, it ends up, being like nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if the person comes forward, that's a whole other ordeal.
Yeah, but no, the thing is, he confirmed it himself, and yeah, like he actually did say, I was talking to someone.
Yeah.
Underage. We don't know how old, and well, we don't actually.
And we probably won't.
We probably won't, because also they sort of, because for so many years, from what I know, I think they couldn't legally talk about it as much.
Right.
As well, because I mean, even a lot of people were saying, if the guy is, putting that out there, he could be at risk of getting sued by him for defamation if it's fake.
Oh yeah.
Despite him confirming it, I don't know whether he still has a case of doing that, but it's still kind of. It's fucking. It's disgusting,
Mm-hmm.
Like you really came out and said that, and did that, and
yeah, I mean,
like, I think another thing is, why didn't Twitch report anything, to authorities about it,
Well,
that's
again, I mean,
unless they were legally bound not to do so or not to mention it or something, but I'm like, I think they should have at least been like, this is. I don't know. Like, I mean, even though they did ban him, which, sure, that was the right step, I was like, a lot of people argue that maybe more should have been done, but, yeah.
Well, like, it could be a whole, like, thing. It could be, like, a lack of proof. It could be, like, would Twitch actually work with the authorities on this, It could be a whole thing, statute of limitations, like, there's so many factors that could be in this.
That could be in there, but, yeah, I mean, then again, Twitch Whispers saw it, so maybe Twitch actually did see the conversations, right. Yeah, because they said this was a former Twitch employee. They said that they were planning, I think the Minor and Dr. Disrespect were planning on meeting at TwitchCon. I also heard he's known to chat in his web. This is how I'm barely finding out about that, but that's been known since like 2017.
And there might also be more information at this point.
Yeah, no, and I also forgot to mention, there was also, more people, some other girls have come out that he's hooked up with at conventions, and then would, request some cam shows, and then eventually just blocks them as well. Like, there was people who came out against them about it, and
wow.
I think one of them was a trans woman he slept with as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's people who came out and spoke out, but this was all within the same year he spoke to that minor as well. I think everyone else but the minor spoke. out against them. But it's kind of insane. I'm like, damn.
It's weird how, like, I don't know, I feel like this world, you know, of Twitch and YouTube stars is just filled, it seems, with, you know, this issue.
PDF files?
Yeah, it's kind of like when we talk about deathcore a lot, you know, I feel like...
I mean, deathcore, you know, that's true. Like, deathcore is loaded with drama.
Yeah.
Well, not just drama, but, you know, allegations of serious
drama,
stuff.
Allegations, you know.
Or yeah, like, just or, like, you know...
It's very close to the YouTube sphere.
Yeah, very close to the YouTube sphere. Like, it's always... I mean, there's even a meme that say deathcore moment on there. And I was just like, my God. Yeah, that's it's funny. Fucked, but it's true. I mean, like, despite, you know, deathcore being mainstream, yeah, like, there tends to be a lot of bad actors. I mean, well, then again, there's bad actors everywhere, but you see it more in deathcore. Yeah. The gaming sphere. I mean, look at the Smash competitive scene. That became its own thing.
That was its own meme.
That was also disastrous. Like, a lot of people were exposed on that one.
Can I say I'm so happy that nobody I like has been, like, just stripped down from the top of their platform.
I used to be I wasn't the biggest fan, but I was. I'm pretty sure you heard of Zero, right? Zero. He played Sheik in Smash.
Oh, okay.
He was a competitive Smash player. I did look up to his Sheik because I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. So and he was also exposed to talking to a 14-year-old back then. I'm like,
man.
Ooh, that was like...
You should just not talk to people. Like, don't talk to anybody on the internet. You know, it's that simple.
The thing is, don't talk to anyone underage, you know? Like, especially underage, man. It's like, I don't know, like, how is it so hard for people not to do something, especially inappropriately, too, you know? Yeah. Like, it's one thing to talk to a fan, right? And this fan, like, oh, it's like, I'm your biggest fan, or, you know, or, hey... I need some tips on getting better with this character. You know, that's one thing.
That's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different thing.
But
when it comes to talking inappropriately, it's like, why?
Keep away.
Keep away from that. Like, no, simple. Just don't. It's like, remember, this is a young child that doesn't know, you know, like.
Not only that, but inherently, you are from a position of power. That is
not only that, you have a lot of life experience, and this person doesn't. You know, it's like that's just the thing.
Position of power. Every aspect of it.
Every aspect of it. And it's like, dude, it's fucking gross.
It's wrong in every way.
And I'm like, it just has me like, how are you? Just, I mean, maybe it has something to do with something they might have gone through before, but at the same time, I mean,
something mentally.
I mean, at the same time, that's why I always say, I mean, they, you know, if he didn't really like seal the actual or not really like if he didn't offend, like, you know, actually caused harm to anyone underage, I mean, I would say seek help. You know, there's something that needs to, you know, like, I mean, that obviously that urge doesn't have to be present in anyone, you know. It's not normal. But if he has you need to be locked up. Like, what, like it's yeah. I mean, it's a shocking revelation, but I'm like, not that I was a big fan of Dr. Disrespect, but it's just crazy to think that, like, this tends to be like, not really like not everyone, but it's common within gaming. And then, as we said, deathcore. There's other. There's a bunch of other. It's a minefield of. Yeah, I mean,
it is funny that is the genre or the specific subsect of metal that is like, all right, when you think racism in metal, where do you usually go? It's usually black metal.
It's usually black metal. I was going to say it's black metal.
All right. When it comes to type of stuff comes up, where does it usually come from?
Domestic abuse, deathcore. I mean, there was the whole thing with Worm Shepherd's a former vocalist as well. I'm not going to get into that. That's all, you know, but there was a lot. There was some very serious accusations against him. He confirmed that, you know, he did do all of that stuff that he's been accused for. But yeah. Wow. That's just one. That's a prime example.
That's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
shit, man. I don't know. We can end. I don't even know what this is gonna be because we've been talking about video games mostly. We can end with this on the video game topic, Brian. So about 2 weeks ago, there was a Nintendo Direct.
Oh, of course, yeah. You know what?
And what did they finally announce, buddy?
I know what I was like, I know what you're getting at. I mean, yeah, we're ending this on a positive note, I see. Yeah. So yeah, you know,
we're finally towards the end of the Switch's life.
Of course, and well, I'm gonna go after this. There's some funny news as well. But
okay, well,
so,
we're
there's the Nintendo Direct that was expecting other things to be revealed, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker remake, but that didn't happen. But apparently there was a leaker named Midori that was gonna happen, but she might have been wrong.
Sometimes they're wrong. Yeah.
Sometimes they're wrong, and more on Midori in a bit. But at the very end, I wasn't watching it. I forgot to watch.
Every second of it, dude.
I had the opportunity to watch it, but I completely forgot. And then as soon as I got at least
messages,
10 people messaging me.
Yeah,
it happened, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Dude. Look at the direct at the ending. Look, go on YouTube." And I screamed.
Yeah,
I screamed when you see Cosmic Year. I think it's 20X9.
I'll go into it. We're at the end of the Switch's life, and on the president of Nintendo's, I believe, Twitter, he said, "Look, we're going to do a direct in June." So this was a couple weeks ago. He said there's going to be no news of the Switch's successor. However, that's going to be in the direct after it. So everyone is expecting we're going to get a bunch of ports. It's going to be like a dry year for the Switch until the Switch 2 comes out. It couldn't be totally, it was totally the opposite of a dry.
It was not a dry year.
No.
Yeah, we're getting the new, what's it called? There's a new Mario and Luigi game coming
Brothership.
We have, there's a new Zelda, actually, where Zelda's the main character.
A brand new Zelda game in the same style of Link's Awakening, where Zelda is the main character. There's the Donkey Kong Return. That is a port. Yeah, or not a port, I think it's a remake.
To, I think it's Donkey Kong
Returns, I believe.
Yeah, I can't remember. Donkey Kong Country Returns, I can't remember exactly, something like that.
We're getting, obviously, Luigi's Mansion 2 as it is now just dropped. They announced a lot of stuff. They announced Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake, 2D, 3D remake, and it's amazing. It looks gorgeous.
Well, but the biggest news of all is that we finally got Metroid Prime 4.
That was the last thing, and dude, it looks so good.
It looks amazing, and I have my theories. Mike doesn't know who the person that appears in that.
I've heard a couple people talking about
Sylux. Yeah. He comes in Hunters, which is a prequel between. It's a game between the first Prime and Prime 2, but he's gonna have something to do with it. But
from what they gave us, they didn't give us much. They gave us obviously some basic shooting mechanics, some basic moves that you're gonna have, but I will say, a lot of people are speculating that the footage we saw is not for the Switch, but maybe the Switch too.
People analyzed it. It's actually around, I think, 720p around there. Or 1080p.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that high frame rate. So it's still.
Well, you can export a video at any frame rate.
It's still gonna go to the Switch too. But the reason I don't think it'll be a Switch 2 game, Mike, is due to how neglected the franchise is. No, for
and
real.
The fans.
The franchise and the fans. They want, more than likely it's gonna be launched with a new Mario game or a brand new Pokemon game, something that'll catch the masses, because obviously that's their biggest cash cows, or Zelda. But Metroid, same thing. Metroid, I don't really see them launching with it unless they're finally gonna push for more content.
No, I don't think they're gonna launch with it. So I think what they'll do is it'll be so close, to the Switch 2's announcement that they'll be like, "Hey, get Metroid," and then when the Switch comes out, you can pay for a $20 graphical upgrade or something, kind of like what they're doing with PlayStation 5 right now.
I feel like it, but I think that's going to be like I said, I don't think they'll do it with Metroid just yet. Later down the road, I don't think they're going to do it just at launch, because like I said, they don't really advertise Metroid as much as we'd like. I mean, It's been 15 years since we had before Dread. Mm-hmm. It was 15 or 16 years since we had, a mainline 2D Metroid game. Since Prime, that was 2007. 15 years later, and 7 years after it got announced that they were working on it, we finally got a reveal.
I say you Metroid fans seem to be eating better than like the Kid Icarus or the Star Fox or
sort of. I mean, we
Earthbound fans.
Not all of us made it, you know.
Yeah.
But everyone else's passing, is not in vain. We got it now.
You did. I'm gonna be excited. I'm so happy for you guys.
I teared up at the very end because hearing that music, I'm like, that was nostalgic. Because obviously the Metroid OSTs are just.
I loved it when she jumped out of the ship.
They're just
it looks so good.
It looks so good. But the thing is, the music in Prime that from the Prime games was always like, it was revolutionary in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I was like, they always know how to take it a step above when it comes to that. And I'm like, this is gonna be.
Dude, Dread. I told you I'm not really a Metroid fan, so I bought Dread, and I'm like, no, I got it as a gift for Christmas, and I'm like, my God, this looks better than like almost all of the Switch games. It looked amazing, and it's a 2D, Metroidvania essentially.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, I remember when I beat that game, I was emotional. I was like, man, I beat like my first new 2D Metroid game in like 15 years, and I can't wait until I beat Prime 4. I'm like, bro, that's...
Yeah, and I can't stress, man, it looked amazing. Dread is one of the best looking Switch games that exist.
And I think Prime 4 is going to be one of the best, Switch games.
You played the remake to Metroid Prime that was $40, and I will say even that looks like one of the best Switch games.
And I even said it, that's a sign of things to come, which is Prime 4, and guess what?
There it is.
Yeah, but so there was that, but I was talking about a leaker named Midori. This is short and this is funny because for the longest this person was apparently had like I think connections to like I think Sega and Nintendo, and they were always saying that I heard, there's a code saying that that indicates that well, I don't know exactly how they come to find out, but I guess data mining is like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker has been ready and it's been on the shelf. I don't know why Nintendo hasn't released it. So Midori is an Asian girl.
Port.
Yeah, and Midori is an Asian girl, apparently. Okay. And the reason I say that is because, or actually no, I should say, or so we thought, because, this individual who was a leaker. Yeah. Now they were, saying they do not want any romantic relationships with anyone, obviously. But you want to know what happened with that person?
Oh no, what, Brian?
They were exposed to being a 20-year-old white man posing off as an Asian girl. I was like,
there you go.
This is fucking fun. Because I've never followed this person, but they've always been like, their name has always, like resonated within like the Zelda fandom or the Mario Nintendo fandom, because they were always talking about, all the leaks and everything. There was a bit of drama that followed them. I never really followed too much, but you always heard that name. And I was like, and the fact that they were exposed on not being who they said they were is hilarious. Like, I'm just like, this is funny. I was like, I never cared about this person. But
that's like some early internet type shit.
Yeah, that's some early internet type shit. It's like, and the fact that
I'm gamer girl.
I wonder how long that they kept the facade for. Because I know they were under a different name before, but I'm guessing I don't know why they rebranded to Midori. But it's funny how they were exposed. I mean, at least I would say this. At least they didn't. Well, they sort of did catfish people in a way, but not really. Okay. I mean, they said they had no intentions on seeking any romantic relationships with no one, so that's the good part. But they still bamboozled everyone thinking they were an Asian girl. The thing here's the thing, I don't get it. Why are you why an Asian girl of all things or something? Like unless they're I don't know,
man.
Because it's just so weird. I'm like a 21-year-old dude, posing off as an Asian girl. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, I guess you want your sense of validation or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe it's just if he's not trying to be weird, maybe.
I mean, they were not being weird, fortunately, but it's still. I mean, it's still kind of weird.
He might just be like a hardcore weeb, and all the rules are off with those people. None of the rules apply to them.
Look, I'm a weeb, but at least, and here's the thing.
No, Brian.
Oh, hold on. Y'all can talk all the shit you want about me being a weeb, but at least I don't fucking smell.
Oh yeah. Well, look, Brian. You know, we might like anime and stuff, but we are definitely not the level of weeb to where you have a Final Fantasy VII Tifa
look,
body
here's the
pillow.
thing. We know. Look, what Mike is saying is we may be weebs.
Yeah.
But we know anime girls aren't real. Wake the fuck up, you weebs. She's not real, bro.
There's also
I always like doing that to everyone because like whenever they're like, "Oh, dude, isn't she a waifu?" It's like, if she were real.
Also, I think there's a difference between liking something and then going into weebdom, right? So imagine you're at a cliff, right? You're at a cliff, you're looking out, and there's the canyon. Don't jump off the cliff.
Jump off the cliff.
I have Dragon Ball Z figurines, and there's Jolene right there.
I have a Mikasa tattoo, but that doesn't. But that's because I like her as a fictional character.
Brian?
But I don't. But I don't pretend she exists. No,
Brian, I have a lightsaber over there. I'm not taking the lightsaber out, getting Jedi cloaks, and practicing my swordsmanship in a forest.
Hold on, that's actually pretty cool. But that's pretty cool. But anyways, the thing is,
you're not wearing cat ears.
I don't know no, what I'm saying is you don't see me going like that's my wife it's like no, she's not real, okay? Like that's just a favorite character from a series that ended.
Yeah, how dare you disrespect my Mikasa body pillow?
Like the period, you know, that I would never have any anime body pillows like
that's what I'm telling you, man.
It's like that's just it's kind of to me it feels creepy, and the way like
no, Brian, it's cringe. That is the line when you start to feel the cringe. Everybody has a certain level of cringe that they're supposed to feel in their body. Once you feel it, you have to not jump off the mountain. Weebs do not have that cringe. They will walk in a full Demon Slayer outfit into a jewel and feel nothing.
As their pheromone maxing, because they choose. That's the reason why they choose not to wear deodorant. Yeah. No, that's just the thing. Like,
God. I've been to enough anime conventions to know that's the truth.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. That sort of is keeping me away from anime conventions at times. It's like I love to go. I'm pretty sure it's fun as hell, and I'm not saying it's everyone, but there's a good majority of y'all that don't fucking wear deodorant. I mean, I've been to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and it's the same thing. Same thing with Smash tournaments. And look,
Smash is the worst, dude.
Oh man. You know, it's
I hate Fox mains as they walk past with their 72-ounce big gulp and their butt crack sticking out.
Yeah, no, that's just the thing. Or would you like to hear a Pokemon fun fact? I actually got it from a TikTok who. He's a Magic the Gathering player, and he describes, the different types of players.
Yeah.
And there's always the one weeb that talks about Eevee having no gender at all. It's like...
Did you know
I'm gonna put
Vaporeon?
I'm gonna put the name of the dude, but it's funny as hell. I suggest you watch him. It's hilarious. But he's like, no Vaporeon may be considered the sexiest of them all. Eevee sure takes the cake for having no gender at all. It's like, why are you bringing Pokemon in? That's just the thing. Like that's a prime example of how degenerate the anime fandom, especially Pokemon are. It's like, dude, that's the reason. Like I said. As much as I like psychic types and, Gardevoir being a pretty cool psychic fairy type, mainly like...
Dude.
I'm looking at it from the game perspective where it's like, oh, this thing is OP against, poison and dragon types. Dude. Not for the fact that it's just like, oh my God,
no,
dude.
What's her name? What did you just say?
Gardevoir.
Gardevoir
that's
has
the one
of the best special attacks and being a psychic type is awesome.
Being a
for
psychic
special
and fairy
attackers.
as well, and like... But there's people who take it to that degenerate standard, and it's like,
one of my favorite Pokemon in Pokemon X and Y is Fennekin, and I hate what they've done to her.
Stop.
Because
aside from Greninja being my favorite, Delphox is pretty cool.
Delphox is great.
Delphox is great.
Dude, I just
I just hate the community for doing that. I'm like, stop. I was like,
You want to talk about the ultimate combination: fire psychic with an incredibly high special attack.
No, but
one hits everything.
Yeah, but the furries decided to strike, and it's like nope, stop. I don't want you guys to exist anymore. Okay.
Yeah, get off my planet.
Get off my planet. Go somewhere else. Like. There needs to be a furry crusade like the one in Flash Kids, because I swear to God. Mutants. You can't get rid of us. We fuck like
rabbits.
We will spray and we will mutate until there's nothing left.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Brother?
No, yeah, that's just the thing. Like, I can't stand, like I said, as being a weeb, I just can't stand the hardcore weebs. It's like, one, I can't stand your stench, and secondly, I can't stand your sickening thoughts where it's like, bro, go touch some grass. This person is not real. Yeah. And it breaks their, they actually get very offended when I say that. It's like, bro, she's not. They're like, bro, don't you think she's hot? I don't think she's real.
What?
It's like, yeah, she's not real, bro. Wake up to reality.
Take your body pillow and your magic commander deck and your bag of Thai food and get away from me.
I wouldn't isolate it to Magic the Gathering players. I mean, like I said, there's also creepy Yu-Gi-Oh players as well.
Oh, it's everybody, dude.
It's everyone.
Yeah,
it's
every community has the cringe,
Every community has the breed of human that needs to be exterminated effective immediately. That I like how we went into tangents of that.
Hey man, I'm loving this. I think this is the first almost full episode of gaming that we've done here.
I mean, shit, we've done like full episodes of like music, like revolving music drama or like YouTuber drama. But this was this went heavily into gaming.
I think the last time that we've talked really into gaming was when you did the entire Zelda timeline.
Oh my fucking god! That was a year. Time flies. That was.
It was very informative. If anybody ever wanted to know.
See, there's a difference between like being a fan and following the timeline than to be a disgusting degenerate who's like,
oh, dude, trust me. Yeah. Actually, I started getting into my commander deck.
It almost reminds me of that you remember when they were doing AI presidents with Joe Biden, Obama, and Trump, and then
fuck you, Joe.
And then Joe Biden became the anime creep with Midna, and it's like Jesus Christ.
God, wasn't that a beautiful era when
it was funny, but AI is kind
memes.
AI is pretty fucking scary, man. I hate that it's being implemented on social media and all that, or whatever. Especially Meta. Facebook and Meta. It's like you click on the Meta AI, and I keep telling you, and I keep like typing, could you just get rid of yourself? I do not want this to be on my fucking phone. Whenever I'm searching something, it's so stupid. Or when I'm searching something, like I remember once I was searching the cattle decamp page. It's like these are extremely. It's like, motherfucker, I'm looking for the. I don't want to.
I know what I'm doing.
It's like, I know what I'm doing. I don't want to talk to you. Like, God fucking damn it, dude.
Why don't you just screw off? Facebook Meta.
Damn it. Facebook Meta. But yeah, I mean, so aside from all that, I guess we should just move on. Otherwise I'm gonna
move on. What do you want to move on to, Brian? Do you want to move on to new guest who dis?
Yeah, maybe we should. Holy fuck, I forgot that was in there. This last one we didn't have one.
Yeah, we've done. I think last episode and the episode before that. Did we have one?
No, we don't. We did have one for May. Okay, we did not have one for.
It's been like on and off, but sometimes we do have longer conversations.
Yeah, we do have longer conversations. But
here we go.
Here we go.
New guess who does. I'm addressing the camera that's in the corner. Hey, everybody.
Addressing the controversy on camera.
No controversies here, Brian. Not with Shreddy Bois. We talk about nothing controversial. Except the occasional time, that we bring up what's his name from As I Lay Dying. But yeah, welcome to a new Guess Who Dis, Brian. Who the fuck do we have on our show today?
We fucking have Stolen Son.
Woo! Golf clap for Stolen Son. What's going on, boys?
How's
Can't
life
Sure,
been treating
now we
you?
got the technical difficulties out of the way, so
yeah, you love it.
Yeah.
That's part of it, man. You know, we've had plenty of technical difficulties in our day.
Yeah, we can probably have a montage of technical difficulties at this point.
Oh yeah, you gotta love it. It's like there's like the people who try to do everything and everything goes wrong, or the opposite. The person who has it on their phone and they got it kind of leaned up like against like a bottle of ketchup or something. Yeah, we've had it all. We've had audio drops. We've had equipment failures. You know,
or the Wi-Fi cutting in and out as well.
oh yeah,
Or it's
Wi-Fi.
like we're talking and then it's like, oh, what you guys say? I'm like,
Huh?
we got Fort Knox Wi-Fi, so we're chilling. Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right. Okay. Fort Knox, huh?
Wi-Fi.
Joe Biden Wi-Fi.
One of the two practice spaces, Rock Spot or Fort Knox.
why don't we just catch up? How's everything been, guys? What you guys been up to?
What are we up to? Just recorded 2 new songs at Bricktop Studios with Mr. Pete Grossman. Should be coming out soon. They're done pretty much. Just need video. Then we're good to go.
Yeah, that's the next step. We got art. We got potential shirt design. We just need to get this video done. Yeah.
Yeah.
What type of video are you going with? A lyric video or a music video playthrough?
No, we're trying to do a music video since the last one we had was for Cruel Joke when it came out, our single off of Fatality of Circumstance. So I wanted to do a video for both songs because I think it would be a cool idea.
It's like he's proposing that to us right now.
I like that. I said it before.
We're just pro. Everybody's pro.
Yeah. There's definitely no bitterness in that statement.
No, as you guys know, music is all about resource management. So,
Music is all about being a starving artist and just fucking.
Dude, if we move to Canada, they will literally pay you to do this.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah.
Stolen Sun 2025 Canada edition. Here we come.
Yeah, we want to do a video.
Yeah.
We'll do a video of some kind. I don't know if it'll be a double video or a single video, but it's only 2 songs. They're 7 minutes total. So
We're already there. Why not just do the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Hey, man.
I mean,
You can't. Hey, you know what? There's also this misconception that you have to spend like a lot of money and stuff on videos. It's like a lot of times it's just who and when we released the album for Vicious Attack, I think it was like 10 songs or something, and we went nuts though. We had my drummer who also does video along with me, and I am like the editing slave basically. Everyone just gives me their stuff and I just edit it.
Meet the editing slave for Shreddy Bois right here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the crew.
Production.
We just started this podcast. You can call him the editing bitch.
I
Yeah.
So close, yet so
Basically, I go into my little cupboard, my little cave. I'm like, just like the light.
the editing goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But basically, for that album, that was a 10 release, and we released something crazy. I think it was like 5 videos. But we went nuts, and dude, 100% free. It's just when you have the resources, when you have people who actually know what they're doing, you can get around a lot of money issues.
Yeah, people knowing what they're doing is 99.9% of the battle.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm friends with this dude on Facebook who's like, he does a lot of artwork for Magic the Gathering, and I was just curious. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, how much would you charge to do like a band, like album artwork? And he's like, I think probably $8,000. I'm like,
8,000.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, those beautiful people at whatever games workshops.
I think it's
they must
Wizards
be
of the
taking
Coast.
care of you, because that's insane, and yeah, that's a lot of money for a band fund to just.
Especially these days, when everything is expensive now, so it's like.
I don't think our band fund has ever reached even.
Yeah.
Our band fund covered our recording though, so we're doing something right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
That's good. That's good.
You know you're doing something right when you're like, oh, we don't have to dip into our own pockets to resupply shirts or CDs or something, So you said with this 2-song, is it would you call it an EP, 2-song EP that you're gonna release?
Not just singles.
Just
They're
singles,
gonna be
like sprinkle.
Yeah, they're grouped together. They're gonna be dropped together, but they're just singles. They've been songs we've been playing for some time now. So anybody who has come to a show and seen us play and paid any kind of attention they'll seem familiar. If not, just like the rest of our music, it's brand new.
Hey, that's a good motto.
It's brand new.
That's interesting because with the new way that people drop music, it's like you have a lot of people just like you said, like they'll record a lot or whatever, and then just sprinkle them out, singles essentially, and then eventually throw the whole thing up there. Would you do that? Just throw them on all the streaming services, or do like you won't have any physical like yeah, it kind of seems. I don't know. I'm still kind of struggling about how to go about that, Like, do you do a disc for 2 songs? Or
well, I mean, our experience at least with the last EP we did, Degenerate Algorithm, we got CDs made.
Yeah.
And they didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. So
we got a lot of CDs. You want a CD?
You want a CD?
I got it for you.
Oh,
I have some compact disc for you, brother.
No. With this too, we were trying to go into the realm of maybe possibly doing like a split with somebody, and kind of maybe putting those out on vinyl, because that would be real cool to do.
Ooh, I like that idea.
But that's still up in the air.
Everyone likes that idea.
We're ironing that out.
No.
A really cool idea.
Yeah.
Well,
just executing
it is strange. We are in a time where vinyl seems to be the thing in terms of physical media that people are buying the most, which is just totally. It seems like we've done a complete, 360. Or not 360, a 180 rather, to where nobody seems to care so much about like MP3s and stuff. And there are the base that are very, very religious when it comes to CDs
or cassettes.
Yeah, cassettes is a weird one. I feel like if anything, that's like the most novelty out of all of the music medias right now. Because honestly, who has a cassette player in their cars anymore,
I don't know. I mean,
I think it's one with the USB cable. With CDs, like it's mostly a utility to play that exact piece of music. That's it. There's very little.
Definitely.
There's no poster. There's no booklet. In our case, no booklet, but usually there's very little to go along with it. With a vinyl, you have a full, essentially like a poster-sized piece of media that you have. And I think the vinyl and the cassette are like a little closely aligned, because and most times people are not gonna, with vinyl a little more people will play them, but cassette people aren't really playing it. Maybe they have a car that's old, but it's almost like you're taking home a piece of a souvenir, and it's with a CD it's like you have this little, I don't know.
Yeah, when you see people who are like into vinyl and like they have them hanging all over their house, like it's more of an art piece than like the music is probably barely going to get played. But if your disc, like if your vinyl is like really cool looking, people want to buy that more for the art than for the music.
And cassettes are really cheap, so you can make a lot of those, and then you have a physical piece, stolen Sun Media, that you can display.
I also tried to make cassettes for the last EP, didn't pan out, but that it was an idea that was gonna happen. From somebody who does collect vinyls, like what he said, the variants are what gets me in the collector.
Oh yeah.
They'll be like, oh, here's this pressing of this dumb shit that's limited to 100, and if you don't buy it, you're gonna have to go find some dickhead reseller and buy it for like $100. So at least
the secondary market is cancerous. I'll agree to that. You'll have it for like the price, and then as soon as they're gone, it's like, oh, here, you want this? Give me $10,000 for that shit.
At least with vinyl, there's some kind of like urgency with it. With bigger bands who do that and drop all these variants. With cassettes, I think they're cheap enough to be a good novelty because you could see them go for $5-10, and it's just like, okay, cool, yeah, let me grab that. With vinyl, it's like a commitment almost because they could be like $30-40, but at least it's like a whole thing,
Right.
Like he said, with the design and the slip cover.
It's a thing you can take home and say you supported the band, and then you still have like a memento, we'll call it.
And then you pride yourself.
Physical, it's the aesthetic of having in physical media, because digital, it's not always going to be there. I mean, like.
Yeah. But as somebody as yourself, I have tons of vinyl too, and just seeing like all these albums that I love, growing up, just blown up, so I could actually appreciate like the details that were kind of like almost hidden when you have like the little CD case. You could really appreciate it a lot more, and there's the whole does vinyl sound the best thing? In terms of most, I don't know if most people will hear the difference. There is a distinct difference in how like a CD will compress the music. However, there's a reason why the CD kind of succeeded for so many years, and I think it's literally because most people can't tell the difference. But as far as artwork, I think the vinyl truly does reign supreme,
Yeah, definitely it does.
All right. Well, I feel like we jumped straight into business there. But it's good, man. You guys have plans, You guys, you got your 2 songs. You might do a split. Is there any bands that you're close enough with that you would consider doing a split? Or is it kind of literally just the idea is very much in its infancy right now?
Our initial idea, it's because we also share this practice space with them. Our initial idea was to do it with Into the Silo.
Okay.
But they're doing a whole nother, they have their own plan, and me at least, I was trying to kind of like sync up those plans, and sometimes they don't, so it's still kind of like up in the air. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, we might just release them at as the 2. We find somebody else, cool. If not, again, cool. But that's who we were leaning towards with that. But again, they have their own plans, and if it doesn't fall into place like that, that's fine.
I will say that is the hardest part about doing a split with somebody, is just being on the exact same page. All right, here we are from New Guess Who Dis.
Yeah, thank you to the boys in Stolen Sun for being our guest on this episode.
It's good times,
It's
man.
a very good time. Played with them at the fest for the first time, and they blew me away. However, I will say, when I first saw them, I was like, is that Dakota on bass? Dakota from Denier on bass? I didn't recognize him at first, and I was just like, is that him? Like, something's that I'm not good with faces at times, and it's like, is that him? Probably isn't. And then I'm like, I'm pretty sure in the interview I was like, yeah, dude, I could have sworn that was you, but I was like, is that Dakota? Nah, probably not. I was like, he plays an Ormsbro guitar, not a bass.
If you guys liked the the segment, make sure to go like and subscribe to all of their stuff, man. They're good guys.
They're really good people, and
yeah, I'm sure you'll see more stuff of theirs, to come.
Oh yeah, a lot more, lots more. But
yeah. While we're slightly on the music subject, Brian,
are we?
As this passes, as the time this releases, you would have went on your tour. Right now, we are recording this early, so right now, Brian
July 3rd.
hasn't gone on tour yet, but maybe we'll have some clips from that right now. Maybe. I can't promise anything. But yeah, man, are you...
What am I, a politician? Promising stuff? No.
How do you feel about it, man? Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, mentally preparing for it, a little nervous. Well, not really. Well, I wouldn't say nervous, but it's just like, damn, it's already happened. Like,
we've around the corner.
Had this, like, we've been planning on doing this January or February around. I can't remember exactly when, but it's been something within the making for so long. And then we were just like, we thought it probably wasn't gonna go down. So I wasn't like, I knew before April 1st when we initially announced that it was done. I was all set. It took months of planning, but holy shit, we finally did it, and it's gonna be an experience. Like, I'm honestly excited for it. I'm pretty sure all will go well. Maybe there probably will be a few bumps, but hey, it's a learning experience.
Oh, dude.
I mean, maybe that's why it's just like people can be nervous at first. It's something that I'm doing for the first time. Like, I played out of state before. I played in Wisconsin,
Indiana.
but like night, after another, that's gonna be like, sure, it may be 4 days.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't intend on stopping, and then I'm pretty sure the next episode, I want to fucking stop.
I want to die.
No, yeah, I mean, I've been preparing for it. I bought pig hog cables, my new endorsement. I've just make sure that I'm, prepared, have everything that I need.
Dude, it's so, as a viewer, you may or may not be in the music industry. It's, we do have a lot of, viewers who are just regular, like they're not involved with music. So it's kind of hard to really appreciate how hard it is to book a tour, especially in states that you've never been in before.
Yeah, I mean, and see, the thing is, it's crazy how, like, this year has been, I mean, this year and last year, but this year the most, because, like, by now it's been, I played 15 shows in total. Dude. And by the time this episode airs, or by the time, it'll be, so the tour will be 19, but we also have 2 more. A festival in North Lake on the 26th, and we're playing in Urbana on the 27th. So that's going to be like 21 shows in total. So it's like, I've never thought I would be in such an active scene, like in my whole life, because I've been trying to get in the scene since I was like 16 years old. So after, like, I would say, like, maybe like almost like over 10 years, it's like, damn.
And ever since you joined Beheading and First Up, you've been playing like a beast, man.
Yeah, it's been busy, but I do want to say, so to all the bands that I've had the opportunity to share the stage with, thank you for allowing me to exist in the scene.
Oh yeah.
It's an honor playing with you guys, especially the ones that I've played on the road. I mean, I'm gonna say that on the August episode, but because there are some locals on some of these dates, but I was like, man, I'm excited. I was like, and man, I mean, we're this is barely the second half of the year, so it's like, holy shit, like, what could be next when it comes to shows,
Oh yeah, man, it's good. It's a good experience. You're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn a lot about patience, as we were talking off camera. Not just with traveling, but with your own bandmates. Like you might be buddy with them here, but like I said off camera, it's like
it's gonna be on thin ice.
Chances
are I might have suplexed all of them.
Yeah. You might have all just gotten each other's nerves. They say, like, you don't really know a person until you move in with them. And this is the ultimate test of being, in a band, is you really don't know a person until you're confined in a tiny little space
Not
for
only that,
a
but
week.
From what my drummer Oswald said, it also like really shows, whether this is really something you want to pursue.
Yeah,
full time or not. And of course, it's understandable why.
Or your goals in general. You know,
like, is this really what you're trying to do? Mm-hmm. Me personally, I do. And I hope it goes well. I'm pretty sure there's going to be moments where it's just going to be like, but
Well, dude, even if you play to a room of 5 people at one of the shows, like, you go, you promote as much as you possibly can. You develop good relationships with those promoters.
I would say, like, here's one thing that I will say. I don't really, I'm not saying this to sound like a negative Nancy or anything, but I don't expect to play packed shows. This is the start, right? Mm-hmm. I would always say, like, when you're first, when you're going there for the first time and you got a couple local bands, don't expect packed rooms, because people tend to put their expectations a bit too high and then they get disappointed. I was like, just think of this as a starting point, because that's what I'm thinking about. It's like, I'm thinking of it as a starting point. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a handful of people there, but I don't expect like every single day, packed shows, or like as if we're like a big band. It's just the beginning, But yeah, because there are some, there's a few people that tend to like think it's like, oh, it's gonna be like, to the moon, and it's like,
nope.
Take it a step, like a little. It's good. It's good to pour your heart out. I'm not saying don't.
No.
But just take it step by step. It's like it's like there'll be people there, and I aim to do my hardest to give those people a good show, because as they always say, you may be playing to 5 people, maybe 2, maybe
a full room,
maybe almost a full room. It's like, give those people an experience to remember, because those people will remember you, and they'll tell their friends, and that's how the
same thing with the promoters too, man. If you meet some cool promoters, make sure you hold on to them.
Not only that, but make sure you also hold good band etiquette and everything. Make sure you show up on time and all of that. I've been watching a lot of videos about this just to prepare. It's like, make sure you're on time for this, that, keep it professional. Of course.
Yep, be there in a timely manner. If you're running late, give them a call. That's just regular etiquette. But especially when you're on the road, anything could happen when you're on the road, as we've seen so many times with bands that we like, where they're like, oh, I guess the van's just not working now.
It happened with Revocation. Their van broke down, and then shortly after I saw them, David Davidson broke his hand.
Crypta,
Oh man, that was nuts.
Yeah.
The whole tornado thing as well. One of our guests, Warforged, they had times where they weren't able to play certain shows because one of their tires popped.
And it happens, man. It happens, and it's all part of the experience. But as a musician, you can control what you can control. You just bring extra cables, bring extra changes of string. If something goes out, make sure you can easily get a backup if you need one.
I'm already having my backup prepared for this. But
fantastic.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. Maybe.
That's awesome, man. And I'm sure we'll find out on the next episode in more details how everything went. But,
if I'm not there, then I probably died.
You are ending on a good note. You'll be at the Cobra Lounge, right?
No, it's not Cobra Lounge. It's Livewire Lounge.
Oh, sorry, Livewire Lounge.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was a Livewire Lounge is actually like, I'm sure that'll be a great show.
Yeah.
I love the Livewire, so.
Alrighty then. Well, that was an episode of Shreddy Bois. That was rambly.
That's actually not what I planned at all. I had fun with this one, Brian, because we got to talk a lot about video games.
My parents said the same thing when I was born. I was like, I didn't plan that at all.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps the channel.
Here's all the things that I put at the end.
I just love saying that for the shits and giggles, but I mean, apparently it does help. I don't know. Maybe
hey, man.
Prove me wrong.
If you follow, you'll get all of the updates with all this shit that we release. In this month, we've hopefully. We've already released a brand new thing that I've been, me and somebody else.
A brand new thing of the thing that he's been working on.
Exactly. I hope that you guys really like it because we would like to keep going.
That he's currently working on, onto the thing that he's working on.
But big things are coming,
big things guys. Are coming. So yeah, see you guys and on to the other thing.
Yeah. Alrighty, that's it. That's it. Okay, I'm turning it off.
Warriors of time and space, traveling through dimensions.